What is up people, SK here. I hope you enjoy this gameplay. This is a 59 kill game on Barrage using that Kilo 141. Enjoy. And I think I should probably talk about this map because in my previous commentary, I said I would. So I'll give it a little bit of firing range. Of course, as I was saying, firing range is a great map. It's a great design, great concept. You just go off on that map. The imagination that went behind such a map, unfortunately, isn't recreated in today's Call of Duties, and that's all I've really got to say. But I am glad that there are some of yous that haven't played the map and now get that chance. I'm happy for yous, and I'm not necessarily saying, because it's kind of an argument, I suppose, now I come to think of it. If I'm on this side with these people complaining about they're rehashing and using the same old maps, then you could say, well, if you say that, you are now spoiling it for the ones that do get these maps. Yeah, I suppose so. But at one point you kind of have to say, realistically, is it to allow new players to experience the map? Or is it just because they don't know what else to do, because they're losing players and the maps that they have now aren't really doing it? I guess that's another topic for another day, but that's enough said about firing range, and we're moving on to this map here, Barrage. The first thing I thought when I saw this map, well, when I ran around this map and had a view, as you're seeing now, is it's open. So streaks like the Hellstorm and my helicopter can go ham sandwich, and there ain't a damn thing you can do to stop it. Unless you shoot it down, which is what's happening here. Yeah. I do love open maps. I do love them because the streets can go ham. But yeah, not really much more to say on that. Again, I like the design. I like how it's more spaced out. It's, you know, it's not condensed. It's not as condensed as we've seen before with the maps that launch with this game. So I'd say, you know, there's some fire in the old bird yet, but hey-oh, what can you do? It's Call of Duty, and it's all about the money. Enough said about the map, and on to the topic at hand, because the conspiracy hat is on, and there's a part of me that thinks Activision are gambling right now with this franchise. They say EOMM protects 60% of the player base. Again, don't quote me, maybe off with the numbers, who cares? But stay with me. So they want to protect 60% of the player base. What does that mean for the other 40? We're in this hamster wheel where we are driven crazy, and round we go until we break, and then we stop playing the game. What if that is the point? 60% of the player base is still more than enough to cultivate whatever they need, because they can only go up from there, especially if the 60% are the ones that spend money, that make more money, and flips to make even more money. People are telling people are coming on here to spend more money. What if they want to get rid of the 40% that don't really spend ish, besides the £70 or the $70 or however much, wherever, to buy the game? And we don't spend any more, because I can tell you I don't. So what if that's the plan, to get rid of the ones that don't spend the money, so they can keep the ones that do, and then wipe the slate clean with the 40%, and then they still have the 60% as the player base. I don't know. Are they easier to control? Easier to get money out of? Hell, in the name of business. Only God knows at that point. But I hope that made sense. Short and sweet, straight to the point. There's many things I think about with this EOMM. It's made me very critical ever since 2019. And realistically, when it comes to making money, you can't put a thing past Activision. Nevertheless, this is SK, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye.